Why do I feel like you back out so I look fat? You need to forward, yeah. I'm nervous. I don't know why.
Cole Fogel here on A Healthy Balance, and today I am here with my lovely wife in our house on our beautiful couch, and we're going to talk about, what are we talking about today?
A marriage problem?
Do we have marriage problems? Today we're going to talk about relationships. So next month will be our 21st anniversary of living together. I guess I want to talk a little bit about, interracial marriages. Not only are we vastly different as men and women, but then you're a woman from Taiwan and I'm a man from Canada, and I guess there's a lot of social, cultural upbringing that we both had that makes us vastly different as human beings.
Also, our personality is really different. I'm an introvert and you are...
I'm definitely an extrovert.
Yeah, and I like to be alone. You like to go out.
I get energized by being around lots of people.
Yeah.
And for you...
I'm drained. With a bunch of people, I'm drained. I like to be alone. I like to stay home. And you like to go out. You like to chit-chat with everyone you met. Also, the way we do things are very different. I'm a very following the rule kind of person, and you are totally opposite. You like to break rules. You don't like to follow instructions.
I don't know if I love breaking the rules. I just feel like if the rule makes sense to me or is logical to me, then I would want to follow it. But I don't just want to follow a rule because someone says so. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, like the most difficult period in this 21 years that we're together?
The moment I lay my eyes on you.
There's a lot of different stage in a relationship, right?
The
there's
honeymoon,
and we went through a period of time we fight a lot, like almost every day we fight. I mean, now we're still fighting, but not as much as...
relationships where there's no fighting at all scare me, because I feel like one day something is going to be wrong and that couple is just going to be an explosion ending in a divorce.
Not necessary.
How can you be in a relationship and never fight? That's weird to me.
Well, I think fighting is a type of communication.
Yeah,
but every couple is different.
It's true.
When we fight, I like to be alone. I need a time period to calm down, but you don't. You wanted to talk it out right away.
I think what you're trying to say is you don't want to say things that you regret saying.
Yes, when I'm angry, whatever I say will be angry and I will be in an attack mode. And I don't want to say anything, so I would like to have some space and wait until I center myself, and then we can talk about it. But you wanted to work it out right now. Yeah.
And I'm starting to realize that isn't the most optimal way, because if you want to work it out right there and then, I think that you're just going to be having another argument about the same topic again. I think it is better to take a step back sometimes and wait an hour or two or however much time you need, so that you can both come back in a more focused, calm state, so that you can actually talk about these things.
But sometimes I take too long, like maybe there's 1 or 2 days, and then that, that silence, I that part I do agree with you, like that is not a good energy for the house, for everyone.
Yeah, well, especially when you have kids.
Yeah, so I think we will have to find like a middle ground.
It would be good if at least at some point within that day, you could work it out before you go to sleep, so you don't have to wake up the next day and deal with it again the next day. Not go to bed angry. But I have some friends where they fight and then they don't even talk about it afterwards, and they just pretend like nothing happened. And I think
we went through that too.
I think it's destructive though, because then that underlying problem never really goes away.
It's kind of like save it there, and then when the next fight come out and it all brought up.
Oh, I'm gonna open up that file system now. Oh, remember you did this 20 years ago? Oh, that was 5 years ago. 2 months ago, oh, I'm gonna look at this case file on Cole. The personal space, I agree so much with you because at first I felt, and maybe a lot of relationships feel this way, that you always had to go out with me when I was socializing with other people.
We had the idea that we wanted to be together all the time because we love each other.
Yeah.
But the truth is we all need alone time.
Everyone.
Yeah. When you spend so much time with a person, sometimes maybe you just feel irritable and you didn't do anything.
And you take it out on them.
And I look at you, I just feel like in Chinese we would say 看你不顺眼. Like an eyesore. You maybe you didn't do anything. You just sitting on the couch there, and I would just feel like you were like an eyesore there.
I guess something that I think was important to you is learning to give you space.
So like before I suggest that when the kids move out, I want to have my own bedroom.
Actually, we talked about when the kids moved out that we could both have our own tiny homes on the same property.
Yes. So when we were fighting, I said, go back to your house.
Yeah, I like that. And I think it would actually make the relationship more fresh and romantic because we could each have our own separate beds and occasionally I'd be like, do you want to sleep in my bed tonight? And you'd be like, you want to sleep in my bed? You know?
Yeah, but this is when the kids move out. Because when you share a same bedroom, when you share a bed, I move a lot when I'm sleeping and I can tell that you feel annoying every time I move.
My body has like micro, I don't know what you want to call it. Spider sensitivity. I'm like Peter Parker trying to sleep and every little movement and I'm like, you know, and my cortisol level goes up and remember for a while we thought I had a sleeping problem.
When I was feeling sick, and then you were moving the bed, I just feel like, oh, I wish you would go away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why some people would have separate bed.
Yeah, and I remember we went over to my grandmother and grandfather's house way back when, and my grandparents, they had separate beds. They were pushed together, and you were telling me what you thought about that.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
Like they didn't have a happy marriage.
Yeah, but sleep is quite important.
I mean, if you don't have good sleep, how are you going to have a happy marriage?
Yeah, I guess just the idea of I never seen that before, so it was weird. But now I wanted to have a separate bedroom. Yeah. You know?
No, I think having a separate bedroom is great. Well, that's why for our anniversary I decided to get a new mattress so that when we're sleeping, I don't feel your body shaking around and you don't feel mine. And the problem with beds, you don't want it to be too soft, you don't want it to be too hard. Yeah. Sorry, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You want a bed that's just right.
So hopefully this bed is just right.
I believe it will be. Memory foam. So I've got a mattress protector and 2 pillows. I'm excited about that because for me, it's always really hard to find a pillow that is good with all my neck and back problems. So I'm excited. And then the mattress is in here. That is a compact mattress. Emma is a brand from Germany and is made in Europe. I can't believe this king-size mattress fit in this box. I can easily move and unpack this mattress all by myself. The mattress has 2 sides. One side is softer and the other side is firmer. So no matter what type of picky sleeper you are, you can find the just right side for you to have a maximized sleep. Emma also offers free shipping and a 10-year warranty with a 100-day free trial and 100% money-back guarantee. With a washable cover that's moisture-wicking breathable, it's like you're sleeping on a cloud. This mattress is an exclusive 3-layer high-tech memory foam with partitioned opening design. Each mattress is designed to support all types of body and sleeping styles. And just like the bed, the pillow has a 3-layer system, which you can adjust to your liking. I think it's a great idea to get an Emma mattress protector. as you never know what kind of accidents are lurking around the corner, especially when you have children or pets. As well, I'm very accident prone myself, so what's great about the mattress protector is that it's waterproof and allergy proof. Now let's do a little test. Looks like my wife is very happy with the bed. And my cat Mimi also approves as well. If you're interested in purchasing an Emma mattress, check out the description below. I have a special code that can give you a discount, as well as there's other big sales going on right now. You were asking, what was the most difficult time period in our relationship? I think there have been different difficult time periods. I want to say at the very beginning, there was the honeymoon period, but shortly after you moved in, I feel like you kind of became very bossy and kind of like you were highly opinionated of every little thing that I do. I mean, I still think you're like that, but not as... We've definitely grown a lot, but I think at the beginning of our relationship, you had this idea in your mind, relationships were supposed to look a certain way. And when I didn't fulfill whatever that thing is that you thought it should look like, you would find a fault in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's a lot of reason why we fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because you are a foreigner, and you don't speak the language, and you came here, and I feel for some reason I have the responsibility to take care of you.
Almost like mothering me.
Yes, so I kind of played that mothering role, so that's why I become very bossy. And also I started doing everything for you, right?
And I'm a lazy
You're
person.
Lazy, yeah.
I'm naturally lazy when I lived in Canada, so you can imagine coming here and then suddenly here's my foreign girlfriend that's doing everything for me because I can't understand the language.
And I start treating you like a little child.
Yeah.
For me, I think is after we have our first kid.
After Jace, yeah.
After Jace, and I was going through postpartum depression, but I didn't know at that time. And you were in a transition from being taking care of it to become you need to take care of someone.
Yeah, and I guess my challenge with being, I already found it hard to take care of myself because I guess I relied on you too much.
Right away, after Jace was born, I want you to step up, become a caregiver. I think I create an image in my mind how you're supposed to be, and you are not match that image. So then that's a lot of resentment and fighting come from.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me because I really just didn't understand how to be that version of myself that you wanted me to be. I wasn't ready to be that version of myself yet. So
you went from the most important person in the house to the least important person.
I think I was below the cats.
Yeah.
I think it was like take care of the son, make sure the cats...
The newborn baby, and then the cats, and then me, and then you.
Yeah.
So you went from the number 1 to the number 4.
Yeah, and I think my ego just had real trouble with that.
Yeah. And for me, I'm thinking like, when I was pregnant, because it was a high-risk pregnancy, so you were like extra
loving and
nice to me, and then suddenly I give birth, and now everything was on me, and I have to like do everything again, and I maybe that like
resentment.
Resentment. Yeah. So what do you think is the most important thing that we learned?
The most important thing we learned in our marriage in the last 21 years?
Yeah.
I know something very important to me is to not expect the other person to fulfill your happiness, because the relationship that we have with people should complement our lives. But the importance that I placed on you to my level of happiness was like unnatural. If she's not making me feel like I'm up here, then there's something wrong with the relationship.
Yeah, don't give that responsibility to
anyone.
You're not responsible for my happiness.
And vice versa, yes. We are not responsible for each other's happiness.
Yes.
And
you can make me happier.
Yeah.
But you can't be responsible.
I think you have good and bad days with each other, but not to have this great expectation of, if I'm having a bad day, that's because you aren't fulfilling some part as my wife.
So I think having space from each other is important too, right? Because when you are together for so long, especially at the beginning, the honeymoon period, you want to be with each other all the time. Yeah. But the problem is you do need space. That's why the fighting starts.
But I think you always wanted space from the beginning of our relationship.
Yes.
And I had abandonment issues that I don't need to talk about now. Just my mother left my father, and at a fairly young-ish age, I had abandonment issues, and I thought anytime we weren't together that there was a problem in our relationship.
I'm gonna leave you.
Or anytime we fight.
Yeah.
Like that fear of you leaving me, and I don't know, I think maybe other people can relate to that. When people have a fight, they think, oh my God, this is the end, And I had to, I came to realize, wait, no, I can piss her off and she can get angry at me, and she's not gonna leave me because she's angry at me. I guess what I'm saying is I think we bring our own baggage from childhood or from the past into our relationships, and we place a lot of pressure on the other person, and it's our own baggage that I think we need to work out, our own shadow work. All right, so now I have a few questions for you, and then maybe you have a few questions for me. And I hope that people can leave comments if they have things they want to say about relationships, because not only do I think you can learn from our relationship, but I can learn from your relationship. So I guess question number one, what's something that you think I still need to work on?
I guess when we are fighting, I need the space, and I would like you to give me that space. Sometimes when you in a rush and you will say things that maybe make the situation worse. Yeah, and this goes with the relationship with our kids too.
Yes. Well, we have 2 kids, and our oldest kid, Jace, he needs more what you need, where I step away. Whereas
like me, yeah.
But I think I have, not to defend myself, but I think that is something I have been working on.
Yeah.
And I think that I have learned.
I know it's difficult for you.
I have learned to give you space, but there's always work to be done. All right, your turn.
So what do you think is important ingredient for a good relationship?
I think for me, communication is so important, because I know you need that space, but then you have to be willing, after I've given you that space, to come back and properly communicate about it. And sometimes communication hurts. It's uncomfortable.
Maybe it's a culture thing, because for me it's really hard to talk about feeling, because it's really uncomfortable and I'm not used to, because when we grow up, we never really talk about feelings. Yeah,
you don't hear people say I love you in your culture very often, or even hug.
You kind of force me into have to talk about my feeling. Part of me feel like I don't want to talk about it, but part of me feel like you're right. If we don't talk about it, it was stored in our fighting system, and then one day explode, and then
but actually I think everything unresolved, and this is a topic for another episode, but everything that's unresolved stores in your body, and then that turns into stress or disease or negative emotions. And I think, I know it's hard for a lot of people, but I think letting your feelings out is a way to cleanse your body. So final thing is that every relationship is different. Every relationship has its own way of communicating. Every relationship, exists in its own way and cannot really be compared to any other relationships. If my relationship doesn't look like the movies that I see or like my other friends, then there's something wrong with us, because that's just, you're setting yourself up for failure.
I think because everyone is different.
Yeah.
And so maybe what works for other people doesn't work for us, and what works for us doesn't work for other people. So I think everyone needs to find their own way to
navigate a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
We're human beings. We're not perfect. We're flawed. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're interested in purchasing an Emma mattress, check out the description below. With that said, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and I will see you